anyway, at this time, I'd like to, on behalf of the board of directors, I'd like to welcome the guild, the Little Girls Fashion Guild, and I'd like to, I'm tired, I'm so tired. You guys don't know how tired I am. It's been a long day. You know what? This is why I'm doing the auction tonight, because they figured I'd fall on my face after. You know, I did turn 75. I am getting very old. According to doll etiquette, I would be considered vintage. Anyway, it's my pleasure to introduce at this time Casey Eddy from the Effner. Effner doll, is it still Effner? Still okay to say?
Yeah,
Diana Effner Company. She's going to take over the entertainment and the presentation and everything else, so I can go sit down. So get on up here, girl.
Sure, y'all don't go to sleep. All right, hi, I'm Casey Eddy. I'm Diana Effner's sister and president of Diana Effner Dolls, Inc., which means very little when you work at a small family-owned business other than when it comes time to decide who's getting up here to talk. So I'd like to start off, talk a little bit about the centerpiece dolls. Last year, Nellie and Lana came to us and said, hey, the theme next year is Oh You Beautiful Doll. We think it should be a beautiful doll holding a beautiful doll, and they presented a prototype for us, and we said, it's beautiful, go for it. And they went to work and got going on that. And if any of you are artists, crafters, as I know a lot of you are, you know you very seldom get through a project without an oh crap moment. And so, Lana is going to come up here and share their trials and tribulations of putting the babies together and her oh crap moments.
Anyway, we thought we'd like to do this baby for everybody. We didn't realize it was going to turn into a really hard thing, but
we did it, girl.
no, you're not loud.
I'm loud. You're not loud.
All right, I was going to tell you guys that when we started this project, I made the prototype, and Nellie fell in love with it, and she made me come to Georgia to start making these babies. Well, one of the other artisans, Gwen Peard, came with me, and we spent, and Ricky, I don't know if you guys know Ricky Boots, but he was there with us too, and we spent like probably 3 days pressing all the little parts out of that mold. And we already had almost all of them did. And I told Nellie, it's time to make these dolls. And I said, it's on 275. Nellie put it on 350. Anyway, we had all these trays full of these babies. And pretty soon we're back in there still pressing more. And the smoke alarm started going off. And so we come rusting out of her studio, and here's the whole room. You couldn't even see. You couldn't see across the studio. It was in her basement. And I mean, it was just rolling, and the smoke alarms were going off, and their alarm company was calling, wanting to know if they needed to send out fire trucks. And it was also contacting her husband, who was playing pickleball in the next town. So everybody's getting really excited because Nellie's house is burning down. But anyway, Ricky ended up having to climb up on a thing and knock the alarms off to even get it to shut up, because we couldn't get it to shut up. And we opened up all the windows and the doors, and he's in there fanning with big things. We're all fanning, trying to be able to breathe in this place. But that Gwen, who was sitting there, each time she'd finish arms and legs, I was doing heads, and she was finishing arms and legs, and she had already had it up to like 60-some, arms and legs together. And she'd go 65, and she'd do another one, 66. And when we come back from everything being burnt and having to haul it out on the patio, she sits down and she goes, starting all over again, and that ended up being really fun. had to start all over again, and I had to go home by then because we'd been there all week. So we go home, and I had to start pressing dolls by myself. And I get all these dolls pressed and all these dolls baked, and Gwen comes back down, you know, and some of her friends that was doing these doll stuff, Pat, she'd come down too. But anyway, I said, well, she said, can I make the bodies for you? And I said, sure, that'd be great. And I'd already made up a pattern for the body because we decided not to use the porcelain part of that body because we was trying to make it lightweight for these dolls to hold. And she took it home with her. And then about a week later, she had all these bodies done. And I went down there and we started trying to put dolls together. And Pat's putting heads on, I'm putting arms on, hooking things on. And we'd hold them up, and their legs were like this. And I'm like, well, why is it doing that? It didn't do that on my prototype. You know, and I took the legs off, and I put them on again. Probably about 6 or 7 times, I put the legs on in a different place, a different position. They flip back every time. So I said, well, do the heads, do the arms, and I'll take them home, and I'll see what's going on when I look at my prototype. I get home to find the prototype, and I can't find the prototype. And I didn't care about me because I could just press another doll, but Nellie had already made this gorgeous gown and had spent all this time on this prototype, and so I didn't want to tell her I'd lost the baby. So I am ripping my studio apart looking for this stupid baby that I couldn't find. And I spent 2 days. I made myself sick worrying about this baby because I didn't want to tell Nellie that I'd done this to her gown. But anyway, when I called her, she went, I've got the baby. I had to have it for Maritza to finish the rest of the dresses. Okay. Well, anyway, so after that, I started trying to figure out what's going to enter this baby on my own again. And so I finally just took the body all apart, and I figured out that the person who made the bodies had used 2 backs and 2 sides instead of a front and a back, which was why I was flipping the legs backwards because it had 2 butts instead of a back. So I had it completely, and she trimmed all of my original pattern down on one side for some reason. I'm not sure why, but they were all crooked. But anyway, I had to make a new body and redo it, and Pat come down and help me make more baby bodies, which I was so thankful because that's a lot of bodies. But anyway, we finally got that part of it done, and then we figure, this doll is so cute, and it's got such a big old gown, and Nellie made this beautiful dress, and she said, I don't want that baby covering up the front of that beautiful dress. Now what are we going to do? She can't hold it, it covers her dress. So then we got to figure out, okay, now what we're going to do. So Nellie starts molding that pedestal thing for that baby. Well, I can't do this by myself, I need help. So she molds the thing, and her husband started pouring the things. And Maritza's husband come down and started making the pedestals, and then they sent them to Oklahoma for my husband to finish them, sand them, paint them, decorate them, and all this. So these pedestals went all over the place, just so this baby can have a place to sit. But anyway, I said, I hope everybody who gets those enjoys them because there won't be another batch of that. That was like a very stressful thing. That's all I have to say about that. But anyway.
Hang on, we're not done yet. I just got to get situated
We're
here.
not done yet.
We're not done yet. I'm not done.
You're not or I'm not.
You're done. Thank you very much, Lana. Okay, so once we had
One of
the
our
center,
babies fell in the wax over here, so we had to do something about
oh
it.
yeah, then there was another oh crap moment.
Yes.
These babysitters.
That's why they're not up on pedestals. So once we had the centerpieces figured out, it was up to Magali to work out the designs for the souvenir doll. And she couldn't be with us this year, but she did send us a video to share on her inspiration for the costuming.
Put my baby hat on.
Oh, I guess I could have let you just press play here.
Is it loud enough?
Bonjour everyone. I am sorry to not be able to make it to the convention this year, but wanted you all to know that my heart is there with you. Oh, you beautiful doll. This title conveys a feeling, one that we can all relate to as we share this love for and passion for dolls. For this year's souvenir, I took my inspiration from the dolls of late Victorian, early Edwardian era. The dolls from Jumeau, Prou, Gautier are just a few examples. These dolls were dressed in heirloom quality, intricate and delicate fashions. Silk, fancy lace, embroideries, pleats, fabric manipulation, elaborate hats with ostrich feathers, handmade leather boots and socks were all used to create the most beautiful dolls of that time. I had received a beautiful prototype Caroline doll painted by our Jerry, and I imagined Caroline to be a young girl of that time, loving her dolls, learning to sew and knit for them, inventing stories, adventures, having fancy tea parties with them. The challenge for me was to design an heirloom quality ensemble for her. But this ensemble was to be mass-produced, which is the opposite of heirloom sewing. There is a lot to consider when designing an outfit for mass production. We always face a big deadline for the souvenir prototype to be ready. I never have a lot of time to decide and design and make everything work in order for the dolls to be produced and ready in time for the convention. We also need to simplify some elements in order to keep the price affordable for a souvenir. Looking at antique doll dresses of that era, I knew I wanted to have pleats, beautiful lace, little bows with crystal centers that would convey little jewels. I also wanted her to have matching frilly underpants. Many different options are tried and rejected to end up with the final ensemble. In Caroline's case, I did my very best to represent heirloom quality of antique doll dresses while making it suitable for mass production. I did not add a full picture of her, as I wanted to keep Diana's tradition in keeping her secret for the grand opening. I imagined her to be dressed up like one of her dolls and preparing to have a beautiful garden tea party with them. I hope you enjoyed Little Caroline as much as I enjoyed designing her ensemble. Sending love from Vermont and wishing all of you a wonderful time at the convention.
I want to thank all the guild members for all their other time and talents to create these beautiful dolls because Troy and I cannot do it. We really appreciate them and all the help, and especially putting the video together, getting up here and talking, because I am so far out of my comfort zone right now. But I do want to share a little bit of what's on the horizon for Diana Effner Dolls. We have a couple of exciting things coming out later this year. Little Dreamer will have a second sculpt and will be introduced as a limited edition. And that will happen later this fall, and we're hoping for delivery by Christmas. And then Little Darling is going to have a sculpt number 5 coming out. We've just received the prototypes. The guild members have seen pictures. They haven't seen the live dolls yet. But with production time and shipping time, that will probably be early 2024 when those are available from your favorite guild artist. Watch Facebook or subscribe to our emails through Studio Doll Pro to be kept up to date on those new editions. And we want to say thank you to Modern Doll for having us back and for supporting us, and to all of you for supporting Little Darlings and Diana Effner Dolls.
You can be in it if you don't want to. Is it? Did you start already? Oh. So we have our little darlings. These are always a huge surprise every year. So we're just waiting for the permission to open them because we have to all reveal them at the same time. We just saw a wonderful presentation done by Magley about what all went into the creation of the dolls. So I know they're going to be stunning with the laces and trims and the antique inspiration that she took. She said that she wanted it to be heirloom quality, but she had to make it so that they could be mass produced.
There's are open on one end. On your mark, it's that rip it.
She's really beautiful. So she said she wanted little crystals in the bows, and there's definitely have that. And she said she wanted pleats, and we've got pleats here in the skirt. Really beautiful. And then lace under things here. Oh, she's gorgeous. Stockings and little shoes. So I'm going to take her out. I love the little crystals with the bows. I want to see what this wig looks like. I'm very, very interested to see. I love the coloring of her. She's really, really pretty. Caroline, I think. Caroline is her name. I'm trying to... These things are so hard to get open for me. I've struggled with them.
If you have people fill in for the centerpiece, could you please raise your hand so Mary can come by and collect them?
There we go. Then. Okay. And let's see.
Any centerpiece up or back?
Look at that. Oh, she's so pretty. I really like her wig. It's gorgeous. I'm just going to turn her. Wow, she's beautiful. So I'm going to go post a picture of her because everyone is dying to see her photo. But she's absolutely stunning. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.